Your boss pulls you aside. They need extra hours, time and a half. For a second, you think this is it, a way to finally get ahead of the bills. But we need to sit down and do the math nobody at work is going to do for you. If you have 10 extra hours a week, how you spend them dictates where you end up financially. Let's be clear about the actual cost. 10 hours a week doesn't sound like much until you zoom out. That is 520 hours a year, more than 21 full days of your life. Gone. You have two very different ways to spend those 21 days. You can sell them back to your employer for guaranteed overtime, or you can use them to build an independent side hustle. Look at how these paths stack up. Both require the same 520 hours, but payout structures differ. Overtime is set, guaranteed cash, but your employer controls the hours. The side hustle reverses this, total control, but uncertain value. Most people stop their evaluation right there. They see $25 an hour jump to $37.50, run the gross numbers in their head, and take the guaranteed money. But evaluating these options based on this month's gross payout hides the mathematical reality of what you're actually doing to your wealth. The first major problem with overtime is how the government treats it. Because it is stacked on top of your base salary, every extra dollar is taxed at your highest marginal rate. This chart shows what actually happens to those 10 extra hours. Let's say 10 hours gets you $375 in gross pay. If you sit in a middle income bracket, you take an immediate 22% hit for federal taxes alone. Then you subtract Social Security, then Medicare. Add in your state taxes, and that big $375 gross shrinks to a net take-home of roughly $265. So that incredible $37.50 an hour, you are actually walking away with about $26.50 for giving up your nights and weekends. But the taxes aren't even the biggest issue. The real flaw is that overtime comes with a brutal, unbreakable ceiling. You can only physically work so many hours in a week, and your employer is only going to authorize so many of them. No matter how hard you grind, your income cannot scale past that strict limit. Overtime delivers a reliable check today, but the aggressive tax structure and the hard cap on hours lock your earning potential in place. To see why the side hustle operates differently, we have to look past the next 2 weeks and stretch our timeline out. Year 1 of an independent project is rough. You are learning the basics, hunting for your first clients, and taking a 15.3% self-employment tax right off the top. This graph tracks the net income from both paths over a 3-year period, assuming you commit those exact same 10 hours a week to either choice. Look at the massive gap in year 1. Overtime wins easily. You might net around $13,800 at your job, while your side hustle might only bring in $2,800 after taxes. But watch what happens in year 2. You refine your service, raise your rates, and secure referrals. The side hustle line crosses the flat overtime line as you start netting closer to $8,500. By year 3, the math breaks wide open. You systematize. You hire someone to handle basic tasks, buying back your own time, and your net income spikes to $17,000, while your overtime pay hasn't moved an inch. This happens because a business model compounds. Overtime is completely linear, trading one specific hour for one set amount. A side hustle separates your income from your raw time. If you dismiss the side hustle because of its rocky, low-paying first year, you miss the mathematical advantage of the third year. At the end of 3 years of overtime, you have a solid savings balance, but you are sitting at the exact same desk with the exact same ceiling, completely dependent on someone else's payroll. At the end of 3 years of a side hustle, you have a savings balance, plus something else entirely, a standalone business entity. Even a small freelance operation holds serious value. This blueprint represents what you've built: a roster of paying clients, automated operating systems, and a public reputation. It can run without you, it can be sold, and the toll it takes on your energy is completely different. Grinding extra hours for an employer breeds fatigue and resentment. Building something you actually own creates a massive psychological drive. Overtime is an expense of your time. A side hustle is an investment that continues paying dividends long after you stop trading hours for it. So how do you choose? There is no single correct answer. The mathematically right choice depends strictly on your immediate financial baseline. This decision flowchart breaks it down. Ask yourself, what is your primary financial constraint? If you are drowning in high interest debt or lack an emergency fund, follow the left path. Your strategy is overtime for the next 1 to 2 years. You need immediate, predictable cash to stop the bleeding. Overtime is the perfect tool for a financial emergency, as long as you recognize it's a terrible long-term plan. But if your bills are paid and your primary issue is that you feel stuck, follow the right path. Your strategy is a side hustle built over a 3-year horizon. Escaping a stagnant trajectory requires breaking a link between your time and your money. You have to trade the comfort of an immediate paycheck for the friction of building a system. It starts slow and it feels incredibly difficult at first. But once that system pushes through the initial resistance, you establish an independent financial base that no employer can dictate. You don't need to quit your day job to do this. You don't need to bet your life savings. Start with just 5 hours a week and commit to it strictly for 12 months. Overtime will only ever give you more of what you already have. A side hustle builds the path to the financial leverage you don't possess yet.